I looked at my phone and it had just stopped, which was really weird. So I thought I'd finish up my card. And I'm quickly texting in this chat that something happened. I'm not sure what happened. I'm going to text everyone. Go out to new stream. There we go. I apologize for anyone who's joining us afterwards. I don't know what happened. It just was really weird. I went to go live there. Yeah, I don't, Penny, Shannon, I'm not sure what happened. My screen was black. My camera was black. And I was like, whoa, I'm not live anymore. So I didn't touch it. So I'm not quite sure what happened. But I wanted to finish my card. I'm just pulling it up on my camera here so I can see it. All right. So we were kind of working on our little, oh, this is being kind of, I want to put this together here. We're going to tape it down just a little bit here on the side. Try to keep it shut. I got our little squares all cut out, and I cut them down a little bit more so that they would fit a little better. Those look like they would fit better. It's okay if there's not a lot of space between them. And then we have our cloud. And then we have our raindrops. Do you have it on Do Not Disturb? No, I didn't. I don't. I actually even turned my phone off on, oh, so that nobody bothers me. I guess, yeah, I might be able to have to do that in the future. That's never happened to me before. But I did turn my screen so that it would like not go to sleep at all. So I don't know. That was really weird. I'll look into that. I'm thinking I'm going to have to get a new phone. Hi, Gina. Thanks for joining part 2. Part 1 was all of a sudden froze, and so I had to restart. And so we're making a card. Okay, so I may not use this whole card because look at how big this is. It's going to cover this all up. So we might end up just using our little sun here. And instead of using this whole big thing, because, you know, even if I only did, well, I guess we could do part of a sun, but then the rest of them aren't part. What do you guys think? Should I do a part of the sun and cut it off, or should we just use the circle? What do you think? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it. I'll have to check and put it on Do Not Disturb in the future. I've never, I didn't see anything happen. I just was paying attention. I looked up and I went, something weird. Anyway, what do you guys think? Should I use the whole sun or should we use just the circle? Well, we're thinking about that. I'm going to grab this, and because we want it to stand out from the blue a little bit, I'm just going to add a little bit, hopefully whatever blue's left on my brush here. And then what I might do quick is I should have grabbed some glitter stock is what we should have done, but I don't know if I have a white glitter stock. Just a little bit of blue. But I think what'll be fun is I'm going to take my pixie spray and I'm going to grab my box down here below. I keep one of my boxes I get in my shipments, and I'm just going to kind of spray it. And I kind of sprayed it kind of heavily just because. And then you could do this for all of them, but I'm just going to do it for the snow. And I'm going to change this to live chat because there we go. And then I'm just going to grab, I don't even know, it's just some glitter from my stash that I have over here. You could heat emboss it, but I'm just going to grab this glitter, and I don't even know where it's from. And I'm going to quickly dump my thing in here. And then we're going to have a nice glittery snowflake, and that will make for fun snow and glitter. But you could do that to all of your pieces and make it glittery. So, okay. Am I still frozen, or are you guys hearing me okay? I'm just making sure because I'm not 100% sure. Oh my gosh, I have glitter everywhere. Yep. There we go. Okay. I know I can still see it, but I didn't see any live. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to use a piece of cloth, And I'm going to burnish it with my bone folder if I can figure out where it is. You know, you would think that it would be so organized on my desk because I have everything, all my tools in my little doohickey here, and they're not working. So we're just going to grab a spoon. I keep this spoon for embossing powders, but we'll just use it. We're just going to burnish it in really good. There we go. Oh, thanks, Penny. I just wasn't sure. What do you guys think? Anyone have any opinions about the sun? Should I cut it in half, or should I just use the circle, or should we just use this part and cut it down? What do you guys think? I mean, I could probably find a flower die, though in the Fabulous Floral set, that might work as the sun. Let me see here. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe I'll cut out a sun quick with this. This would be kind of a fun sun. It's about the right size for a sun. I mean, I know it looks like a flower, but it would be a sun. I don't know. I kind of want to go with the other one, the original sun, because I mean, especially if you subscribe to the die of the month, you have it, and you got this die, so you can use both of them. I think that's what we'll do. All right, but what I'm going to do to give it some dimension is we're going to grab the shooting star, and I'm going to add just a little bit of color to the side of this, just to give it. How are you feeling, Gina? Are you feeling a little better? At least you can, we can chat back and forth, I mean, you don't have to talk, so I hope you're feeling better. Ooh, there's little spiders all over my desk. All right, so we got that, and then I think I'm going to add just a little bit to the sun, too. And I'm just going to do this one little corner here because I'm going to cut it off. I mean, I don't know if you can really see that so much, but I'll add just a little bit of it. You'd be able to see it in person, I think. So, okay, let's get that glued down quick. And wanted to add dimension to the center part. Oh, you're welcome, Gina. It's not a problem. I just want to make sure if somebody else wanted to do it, they could do it first. So I'm going to take the Gur ink wherever I put it here. And I think I'm just going to do a little bit around the edges like this. Just do it a little different. And then I'm going to take my little brush and kind of squish it a little bit. Because that, takes the looks and just kind of rubs it on. And then we need to do a little bit something oh, come on, people. Come on, little fellas. We got to do a little bit with the, so every one of them has a little dimension here. All right, we're going to add a little dimension to our raindrops. And then, of course, we got a little blue on the snowflake, but we got all that sparkle. All righty. All right, let's get ready to put this card together, okay? And then we got to put the sentiment on. We're going to just go for it again. So first thing I'm going to do is put this sun on, and I'm only going to cover up part of it. So we're just going to glue, and then we're going to chop off the extra. So I just put some glue on it, and I'm going to put it down just a little bit on the side. And then I'm going to let it set aside to dry for a little bit while we put the other pieces on. You could pop up these pieces for some added dimension. You could pop up the squares. I wasn't sure if I was going to put 2 clouds on here. Yeah, I'm just going to put... I don't know if I want 2 clouds. What do you think? 1 cloud or 2 clouds? I'll leave that here for a minute while I put this. Because I got 1 sun and 1 snowflake. But I didn't know if I should put some and have it come on off the side. And then we probably should add a 3rd raindrop. think we are going to add a third raindrop quick, because I know I might probably off camera just a little bit just to cut out one of these quick little raindrops, but this big one is really big, and so I think it's a little almost too much for the card. I mean, I guess if we cut it off, but I think it's a little too big, so I'm going to quick cut out a smaller raindrop. Let's see. And we'll just add a quick third one to the card. What do you guys think? 2 clouds? Or 1? Alrighty, I'm going to add a little bit of color to that one too, just so they're all matchy-matchy. Sometimes I forget if I go off just a little bit. Alright, we got 3 little raindrops. I think I'm going to go with 1 cloud. Because even if I cut off part of a cloud, let me see, I'll cut off. Let's just cut it off a little bit and see what it looks like. Put 1 up here. Ooh, I don't know, I kind of think. Or we could flip it around and you could do it like this. I don't know. All right, well, let's get our snowflake on. So, lots of glitter on this, so we need to make sure we use some glitter glue. I'm going to make sure I use lots of glue to put that down, just because sometimes the glitter doesn't like to stick. And I'm going to throw my ink pad on top of it for a minute, my ink, while I cut this off and get everything lined up. Cut off our sun. Ooh, I do like how that turned out. And I think I am going to add some more clouds. I changed my mind. That's our prerogative, right? We can change our mind. I lost one of my earphones here. Make sure you guys can hear me okay. And add a little bit of dimension to this one. And a little bit to this one. To these little guys. And we'll grab our blending brush here a little bit. Just kind of smooth that out. And then we're going to glue those on. I think I'm going to put this one up to the top. I'm going to put them up. I'm going to kind of do it like this. Yeah, I'm going to do it like this. So let's get that going here. And put a little glue on both sides. Kind of thought it was kind of nice to have more than one little cloud here. And I'm going to put it up so there's a little bit of space between them. You see a little sky between there. And I think this one we're going to come down just a little bit and over just a little bit, and then we'll cut that part puppy off too. Let's come down just a little bit more. I'm going to let this one dry while we start getting everything else put together. Okay, so we've got these ideas here, right? We need our sentiment again. This time we're going to use a different sentiment. I'm going to use one that says you can weather any storm, because then you could use this for an encouragement card. You wouldn't need to have this be just a get well card if you didn't want to, because it could be a sympathy card, you know, weathering any storm. There's glitter everywhere. And that is, I have this other little sentiment right here. And because we have no black on this card, I am going to use the Gur ink, I think, this time. We're just going to put it down right here. And make sure I'm all lined up at the top. I just went through my stash and looked for anything that had to do with thinking of you, sick, get well soon. I really didn't want to use just get well soon. I was hoping to use something that would kind of go along lines with our weather theme. You know, I didn't have an under the weather. That's what the original card I made was. It said under the weather, question mark. So we got our Gur here. And I might have to stamp this a couple times just to give it a little bit more darkness. All right. You can weather this storm is what it says, not any storm. This storm. But I thought this, because, you know, you can be sick. You can be, there we go. You can weather the storm. Love it. And then we're going to go ahead and get this cut off, and we're going to finish putting our card together. All right. So we're going to eyeball it again, but we're going to try to do it a little bit. I'm going to use a little Post-it note tape to kind of tape them in place before I glue. Got a little Post-it note tape from the other day I was using. I just stick it to my desktop. So I think these two, I want this one to stay right there. So I'm going to leave it right there. And I want this one, you know, to be right here. And I don't know how well that one's going to stick with the glitter, but we're going to try it. And then we're going to split the difference with these two. Okay, so we're going to get out a little T-ruler again. So we make sure everything is straight. Actually, I'm really loving how this card is turning out. Add a little glue. And I'm just going to stick it in right like that. And we're going to eyeball it and stick it down. And then we got our raindrops, right? And looks pretty good. We'll stick it down. All right, let's get our snowflake down again. And we want that all the way to the edge, or as close to the edge as we can. Get that laid down. And then our last but not least, our sun. And we want that all the way over to the edge on the other side. But don't slide down. I need you to be square. There we go. And I think once again, we're going to add a little bit of bling. Let's put my blocks on there just for a second. Donna, it's okay. You're not super late. I had not a wardrobe malfunction, but a YouTube malfunction. This is part 2. So thanks for joining us. Letting this kind of sit. This is our second card. I have the other one I'll show you in just a minute. And we're just finishing up. I'm going to add a little bit of bling, and I'm going to add a little bit of the acrylic bubbles. And I think what we're going to do for this one is we're just going to add them right here. 1, 2, 3. So I'm put 3 little dots. And grab the bubbles. We're going to put the middle one in first, because the glue is just to hold them down, and then we can put them on either side and kind of eyeball them to make sure they're equal distance apart. There we go. Thanks, Donna. This is my favorite of the 2 that I made tonight. It turned out better than I hoped. Donna used the Fun in the Sun dies from last month. And then these two are from the new stamp of the die of the month. And then this is an older die, set from Bruce Monroe, a snowflake set, or use any snowflake you could find. Or I said you could use a flower that kind of looks like a snowflake. Same thing for the sun. And then our first card, which is hiding on me here, we used the stamp of the month. And we made something very similar. Thanks, Shannon. Here's the first card. So we have two cards that are the same idea, but different. This one uses the stamp of the month. And, so we used all of those images. And it says, hope you feel better soon. And this one says, you can weather any storm. So I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Sorry for the little bit of technology craziness. I'm going to blame the heat. And I am super glad you joined us. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, and give me a thumbs up. And I appreciate you all tonight coming on. Have a great evening. Stay cool. And don't forget to create something. And have a great night. Oh, you're welcome, you guys. Good night. Thanks, Donna.